dia akan membalikan badannya. Nah, kayak gitu.
So now you'll see on the GCS it has IR 100%, which means that the bottom-facing IR LEDs are now illuminated, and it provides that ambient light to conduct NVG operations.
Kalau dia dalam mode happy dog mode, ketika dia sudah membalik, nanti langsung IR-nya berubah ke 100% untuk ngasih pencahayaan.
100%.
Untuk pencahayaan.
Nanti dapat di GCS.
Brightness.
Okay, so on my GCS, it's also given me a warning that turtle mode is available. So the drone has identified that it's upside down, and it's encouraging the pilot, me, to select turtle mode to recover itself.
Ketika di dalam mode happy dog mode, nanti di GCS juga akan menuliskan kalau turtle mode bisa digunakan.
So I'm going to hit B now, and it's going to circle back.
Nah, dia langsung nanti kembali ke posisi semula.
And now it's ready to take off again.
Ya, ini mau dipraktekkan cara throw take off, jadi nggak perlu dari bawah, langsung dilempar.
Okay, so the throw and takeoff was another function that we have. So I'll show you guys how to cycle through and select this. But basically in the menu button, we have at the top of the menu button is command action. There are all the actions that we can have the drone perform. So within the command action submenu, we go to throw and takeoff.
Jadi kalau mau ngelihat, kalau misalnya ada di alokasi tombol saat ini, throw and take off juga bisa diakses dengan pencet D, masuk ke command action, lalu pilih throw and take off.
Cool. So we'll go through some rehearsals with that with you guys a little bit later. But they're
Udah
the
prakteknya.
modes. Okay, this is the first thing that we do if a drone has not been bound to a GCS. So, for example, you guys might want to bind your Loki to their GCS for whatever reason. So this is the sequence that we go through. Power on the GCS. Power on the Loki. We activate the pairing process by selecting the binding button, which is the small little button that we spoke about earlier this morning. Power on the GCS. Go through the menus and select it. There's no need for us to go through that, but when we get the new kits in tomorrow, we might have to rebind some systems so we can walk through that then.
Ini untuk binding sequence-nya. Kalau ini teman-teman nggak perlu lakukan karena kan sudah terhubung semua ke GCS masing-masing ya. Tapi kalau seandainya nanti ada kasus di mana teman-teman harus nge-binding Loki ke GCS lain, caranya adalah ini step-stepnya. Pertama nyalakan Loki-nya dulu, terus tekan tombol yang kecil tadi itu pakai kuncinya, lalu nyalakan GCS-nya, nanti dia akan mulai proses binding gitu. Cukup simpel emang. Tapi kita nggak perlu lakukan itu karena udah terhubung semua.
Okay, so GCS powered on and connect the battery to your Loki. Make sure you have a connection with your GCS and your Loki. Do that now.
Bisa tolong dinyalakan Loki-nya dan habis itu GCS-nya.
Nyalain GCS dulu.
Dan langsung dihubungkan ya. Loki, GCS ke Loki.
Iku sih bang. Muni, kalau nggak muni ya.
Kalau nyalain dulu GCS dulu nyalain baru Loki, matinnya Loki dulu matiin baru GCS.
Okay, so if you select The menu button, which is D,
Pencet tombol D untuk masuk ke menu utamanya.
D here, it's going to come up with all of your menu options.
Jangan muncul tampilan kayak gini nih.
So you should have something that looks like it's missing one actually.
Saya lempar dulu.
Old version.
Langsung terbang.
Yeah, so at the top here we have command action. It's not depicted on the screen. Sorry, this is the old version, software version.
Ini versi lama. Harusnya emang ada command action dulu baru yang lain-lain.
So with it, if we go into command action now, so to select a submenu, we are using the right joystick and we are toggling to the right.
Untuk milih menu, dipakai joystick yang kanan, digeser ke kanan.
Untuk milihnya ke kanan, untuk baliknya ke kiri.
Ya.
Nah, win, kiri. Nah, kalau mau nonaktifin winnya tadi, jadi ke kanan lagi. Gimana lagi? Kanan lagi coba, kanan. Nanti kan? Kanan itu kayak oke.
Okay, so within command action, this is where we have all of our selectable actions that we can make the drone do. So if you scroll down the list, we have throw and takeoff. We've obviously spoken about throw and takeoff. If you select right, actually don't do that. We'll just leave it for now.
Jadi di command action ada banyak pilihan-pilihan fitur yang ada di Loki. Kalau mau dilihat dulu boleh. Ada beberapa fitur yang bisa digunakan.
Okay, the next one down, you guys have floor mode. Is that correct? Floor mode is next.
Floor mode ada di situ.
Ada remote kayak di
Okay, so the number of selectable or allocatable buttons that you have is limited, but this is where all of the command actions are located. So if you have a preference to have certain command actions allocated to buttons, this is where all of your secondary command actions are going to be located. So even the ones that are allocated to a button can still be accessed through this menu as well.
Jadi itu karena banyak banget fiturnya, nggak mungkin kan semua dimasukin ke tombol-tombol yang ada di GCS kan. Nah, jadi di luar fitur-fitur primer yang kalian mau gunakan untuk misi, fitur-fitur yang sekunder bisa diakses dengan cara masuk ke D dan ke command action.
So the next one down is floor mode. The next one down is toggle angle boost. So remember we had the speed, the S at the top of the GCS. That's to enable angle boost. So when you toggle that, it's going to come up with the S at the top.
Terus ada angle boost juga kan, bisa diaktifkan di situ dan jangan muncul di layar utama. Ada tulisan S harusnya.
The next one down is the wind compensation mode. So again, the Loki is going, once you enable wind compensation mode, any resistance that it faces
Barang terbang. Barang terbang.
Terakhir akhirnya.
Turun maya ya wes.
Okay, so the next one, so wind compensation mode.
Panas sih.
Any resistance that the drone feels, it's going to cycle the motors to provide a response to that wind. So if you have a wind coming at 10 kilometers per hour, it's going to offset that by increasing the throttle on the left-hand side of the drone to 10 kilometers per hour.
Jadi kalau misalnya mode wind compensation lagi nyala, dia itu kan pasti kan melawan angin kan. Jadi ada satu area yang drone ini akan lebih memiliki power yang lebih dibandingkan area yang lain. Dan ya.
So the thing to remember is because it's not GPS stabilized, it's sort of like a manual wind compensation system that's inbuilt. So there's no way that the drone can recognize that the resistance is created by wind or it's created by a wall. So we never fly wind compensation mode indoors unless there's sort of fans and air conditioning, because if it runs into a wall, it's going to keep increasing the throttle to try and counter what it thinks is wind, but is actually just a wall.
Nah, ini untuk wind compensation tidak disarankan untuk digunakan dalam ruangan karena dia tidak bisa mendeteksi kalau ada halangan lain di sebelah dia, apakah itu angin atau cuma tembok gitu kan. Takutnya nanti kalau misalnya dia dekat dengan tembok, nah dia untuk melawan malah crash nanti. Jadi untuk wind compensation ini hanya digunakan untuk kalau terpaksa di luar ruangan.
Cool. Okay, so the next one down is toggle front LED. So we are turning on an LED. Pretty straightforward.
Toggle front LED untuk nyalakan LED depan.
Next one down is the bottom LED.
Lalu ada LED yang bagian bawah, bottom LED.
We have turtle dog, happy dog mode. So a lot of these devices have that allocated to button B, but if it's not allocated, we go through command action to access the menu function.
Lalu ada fitur happy dog, turtle mode. Biasanya udah diatur di tombol B, tapi kalau misalnya belum nanti bisa diganti.
Takeoff and landing, which is what this guy demonstrated over here very well.
Take off landing tadi udah sempat dicontohkan.
Toggle video boost, so that's when we need that extra wattage of power to create a better video feed. Toggle boost.
Tadi juga tombol boost untuk video juga udah.
Push to talk is when we have a radio connected. Flat trim is one that we're going to use a lot. So when you have a crash, some of the onboard systems might be a little bit disorientated and out of calibration. So we come back into the command action. We put the drone on a flat surface and we select flat trim, and that just calibrates all of the onboard systems.
Lalu ada fitur flat trim di situ. Itu bisa digunakan sebelum melakukan penerbangan lagi. Jadi disarankan setiap akan melakukan penerbangan baru ditaruh di di tanah yang rata atau di permukaan yang rata lah intinya. Lalu diaktifkan flat trim, nanti dia akan kalibrasi ulang semua sistem yang ada di loginya.
Then we have other functions like device sleep, so we can put it into sleep mode. If we want to, use it in 45 minutes, we can toggle into sleep mode. It can just remain there. Using as little battery as possible.
Bisa digunakan juga fitur sleep mode kalau misalnya emang
That's a pretty good takeoff and landing. Not bad.
Panik. Panik kayak niru.
Okay, does anyone else want to do that whilst we're talking about toggle and sleep?
Satsat deh.
Okay, and then we have all of the payload options. So we've got lasers, torches, bottom strobe, patterns, all that sort of shit.
lalu ada fitur-fitur untuk payloadnya juga bisa diaktifkan melalui command action juga nanti.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave that.
Barang panik.